At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. The driver of a pickup truck that avoided a collision with another vehicle suffered shoulder pain when his vehicle struck a telephone pole on Leslie and Galley Streets. A single vehicle accident yesterday on Leslie and Galley prompted Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies to the location, in which one pickup truck with a large load ran into a power pole. We're going to speak to Fire Chief Scott Lewis.
Yes, there was a truck with a large trailer with a heavy load on it, that of hay cubes, was traveling on Leslie, and it's my understanding that a vehicle may have pulled out from him. There was an evasive maneuver made. The vehicle left the roadway and impacted a power pole.
And so I know Valley Electric came on scene to check out the power and see if there was any damage to that pole.
Yes, at our request, our initial observations and seeing size up revealed that the pole may have been displaced several inches, so we wanted to make sure it was still safe once that vehicle was removed. So we requested Valley Electric. They responded, they did an evaluation, and they'll take their further actions as they deem necessary.
Was there one occupant of this truck, or how many occupants?
It's my understanding there was one occupant, the driver.
And he was injured, wasn't he?
He claimed that he was shaken up, but he refused to have any medical care.
And then the other car, did we locate the other car that was involved in this? Or not?
I don't know. The sheriff's office was investigating as far as the circumstances surrounding the accident.
The Nye County Sheriffs attempted to locate the occupants of a single vehicle rollover on Charleston Park and Ford Loop. The witnesses report that 3 men fled the accident scene. According to the Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMayo, the suspects were located and taken into custody. We'll have more on this story as information is available. The property that has had public nuisance complaints in the past caught fire last Friday night. Firefighters successfully averted a possible catastrophe after 11 p.m. when they successfully fought a scorching home inferno in high winds on Irene Street. Deputies evacuated homes on Pilt Street behind the residence and many vehicles that were engulfed in flames. The high winds caused the flames and embers to blow over into the neighbors' yards. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue headed off a firestorm on Friday night. A structure fire occurred on Irene Street, but with high winds, there was a possibility that other neighboring residences could have ignited. We're going to speak to Fire Chief Scott Lewis.
It was late Friday night, just after 11 o'clock p.m. We were dispatched for a report of an unknown type fire, but they thought it might possibly involve a structure. It was originally thought to be at the front of the property. And this property is well known to us. There's a number of different outbuildings, structures, vehicles, other personal property. So it's a very full property that runs almost a city block long.
Didn't the town want to have this property cleaned up at one time?
I think the county was working on getting that property cleaned up over a period of time.
So when you guys were dispatched to it, there was high winds at this time, extremely high winds.
We've been informed there was gusts up to 60, 65 miles per hour during the course of this suppression. So it created challenges right from the beginning. We were on scene in approximately 5 minutes. Found heavy fire conditions at the front of the property that had extended already well into a double-wide manufactured dwelling, which was then extending to a single-wide. It was basically hot-frogging down along the line amongst the different vehicles that were stored on the property, other outbuildings, a panel van, a boat, a number of different things. I think in total there was 9 discarded vehicles on the property that also were burned.
And then a couple animals also lost their lives.
Yeah, so it's my understanding that several pets, including an exotic bird, were lost. But however, there were several dogs that were saved and were removed by animal control. One of our primary concerns was not just the fire on the property, but it's also preventing it from going on to the neighboring properties. So our main focus was on exposure protection, both on the on-site where the fire was occurring and also the neighboring properties.
And you guys successfully suppressed it from catching to the neighbors' homes, even with these high winds and the flames and the hot ashes going over the neighbors' homes. I know that you kind of made a barrier between the neighbor's house and the back of this property.
We're fortunate. We were able to spec out our apparatus, especially those with the water tenders, that were also mobile conveyances that could actually use master streams moving or stationary. And in this case, we used a combination of those two and created a line, as you had mentioned, protecting the exposures on the sides and at the rear of the property.
Nye County Sheriff's had to evacuate homes back there, though.
We did that simply as a precautionary measure. The flame links were jumping. It was a very fast moving fire, rapidly deteriorating conditions. So our goal was to make sure everybody was safe, both on the primary property as well as any of the neighboring.
We called all hands. We also used Nye County Emergency Services, didn't we?
Yes, we dictated the all hands because we want to make sure we had enough personnel on the scene, and I did request an engine from the county just to come down and help us with some water supply.
Wonderful. And I know that we had a local water supply right there on Blag. It was close enough for us to keep filling up those tenders.
It made it a little easier for us to fill up at that hydrant. However, it would have been even easier and nicer if we had a fixed water supply system on that property. But we used our mobile conveyances, the water tenders, and we're able to create a daisy chain, if you will, of trucks coming through. So we never truly ran out of water on the fire grounds.
I know that we don't have the tower ladder truck out there. That was a huge suppression in that fire that we had over at the thrift store. It seemed to just be able to contain the fire very quickly. What's going on with that?
Well, that engine is in and are getting ready to install it. However, that truck would not have been a good truck to use in this fire because of the winds. By erecting the main on that particular piece, it would be jeopardizing everyone on the scene. We don't want to ever have it in a situation where it could topple over, and the winds would not have been conducive for that aerial application.
So I know that you were standing on top of the water tender there to cool down the flames that were blowing in that direction in the south winds.
Yes, they were actually coming out the northwest, but it was blowing towards the southeast. And the water tenders are a great tool for us because, again, they had the master streams for delivering up to 800 gallons per minute on the fire. It allowed us to go on the perimeter lines and quickly contain the fire and not allow it to move to the neighboring exposures.
We called the state fire marshal in. What does it look like right now at this point that might have caused the fire?
Preliminarily, it appears it's an accidental fire, probably the result of accidentally discarding the embers and burning material from a wood burning stove. So when the winds kicked up, it blew those embers right to our house and started the fire.
We caught up with the homeowner who lost everything, including many animals and a bird that the community has come to know and love. Her name was Tequila. Here's Rick Flores.
Well, I got up like every other morning and had a good day with Tequila and everybody and fed everybody. And the news forecast said that it was going to be cold, so I brought my kids in. And night came.
Your kids meaning your animals?
My animals, yeah. I lost 10 animals out of it. Tequila, the performing bird out here and things. And got everything ready for the night and left. And stayed the night at my girl's house and like normal, and I guess I didn't put out any ashes or something that was left with this high wind. This high wind was crazy that day, and something caught on fire. And next thing I know, I come home at about 10:30 in the morning, and I saw the fire guys in my yard, and they were looking for my body because they thought that I was still there, and just realized that I lost everything for 20 years and things that mattered to me the most, my kids, like my birds, 10 animals that I lost. And
all the rest were dogs, but also everybody knows Tequila, the parrot. But were the rest dogs?
Well, there were dogs, there were birds, the birds and little creatures and stuff. And my 30-year-old dog that I had since I was 17, wow. He was in the bathtub staying warm, and it was just a heck of a scene to pull up on and see everything to the ground. And the guys were telling me that the wind took it and just devastated the yard and everything. The cars, the vehicles that I was going to do, because as you know, I give to the community and things, and I had a lot of things I was donating out still, clothes, and I had a whole bunch of coats and T-shirts and stuff to get to the community and stuff, and everything's gone, just to the ground.
I know you lost vehicles, a boat back there, pretty much every vehicle. You had another mobile home back there as well, and of course everything inside your home.
Oh yeah, everything. Well, that was my storage unit that I had for the donations and stuff as well for the people out here in Pahrump. It's all gone to the ground. It was amazing. I did rescues before and people, and years ago when the town wasn't that developed. I've given out mobile homes to people that were out and have nowhere to go, and it's just so strange to be on the opposite end of this now. That I'm asking the community for all the help they can.
What do you need help with? What would you be asking for them to help you with?
Well, for right now, clothes, food, maybe an older mobile home, something that I can get into somehow or another after I clean my place again. Mm-hmm. I lost all my monies in the fire because I took it out of the bank because I didn't know how the bank was going to be anymore. So, and just whatever the community can help out with, and more or less, if you have anybody out there that's got vehicles or cutting torches or something that I could borrow, and a vehicle and a flatbed or something that I can haul to the dump and start cleaning the property, because all my vehicles are wiped out. So
Exactly. So how can people contact you?
they can call me at 775-910-9363, and they can go to the email.
rick.flores66@yahoo.com.
Correct, yeah. And God, excuse me, I'm still a nervous wreck.
I'm so sorry for what you've been through. What a horrible loss. What a horrible loss for your bird and your home and everything. And, of course, the community to contact you once again at what's the phone number?
775-910-9363. And they are going to hold a motorcycle run, and a little barrel kind of where you can put your monies in the barrels all around the bars. Stage Stop is going to provide all that, and they're getting it up and running for me as well. So
Thank you so much, Rick.
thank you, guys. And hey, guys, hi out there. And no more tequila, but we'll do all right.
Still more local news to come when News 46's News and Review returns.
Pahrumps' most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Breakfast with Santa used to be part of a holiday event called Parumpa Pum Pum. It's been 2 years since that has happened. Many are still hoping someone will take over the catchy name. The Lions Club held the annual Breakfast with Santa at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza last Saturday morning. And they also are helping Santa with his mail again this year. I'm here with Larry By from the Lions Club. We're at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza in their showroom right here. What are we doing today?
This is the 9th annual kickoff for Letters to Santa, and this morning we're letting the kids have a chance to have breakfast with Santa. Up to 12 years old, the kids are free. They come in, talk to Santa, bring them their letters, and get some pictures taken, because a lot of the kids want to get pictures with Santa for Mommy and Daddy to remember.
And of course, the Letters to Santa program is wonderful. I know we used to do this for Parumpa Pum Pum.
Well, that's how it initially got started. Actually, this is something that I was involved with when I lived in California, and 9 years ago we kind of did a variation of it out here. The difference being is here we also try to provide one of the gifts that the kids ask for in their letters.
And that's what the Lions Club does so well. These kids are coming up to Santa and giving their letters, and they can also mail them to the P.O. box here that's been set up for years at our local post office.
That's right. They can address it to Santa, the North Pole, Mr. or Mrs. Claus. Any way that it's identifiable, the post office will make sure it gets into P.O. Box 133. They can also drop it off at the post office. The postal employees have built a large mailbox out front, and they have a banner they drape it with that says Letters to Santa on it.
And we've even got letters to Rudolph sometimes.
I get letters to Rudolph. We get letters to particular elves. We get all sorts of questions about how much does Mrs. Claus weigh? Almost like they want to know the whole history of the family, which is good, because that's what this program is all about, is to keep the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of Santa Claus alive.
One of the most important things that they need to add with their letter is their address and phone number, right?
Yes, especially the children that are sending their letters. We need to have an address and or a phone number. It's difficult to answer a letter when you don't know who to send it to. And without that address, we have very little way of tracking.
Is there a way that the community can help the Lions Club in the helping Santa give some gifts?
There's a couple ways they can do it. Number one, from ensuring that their kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews write to Santa, but we are also open for any individuals or businesses that would like to donate either new toys or make a monetary donation. Everything helps, and this year we're expecting to answer over 400 letters.
I know that the Lions Club is going to be helping Santa and the elves wrap these presents too as well.
Yes, they will have a number of shopping days. As the letters come in, they're logged into a spreadsheet, and then a number of the ladies from the Pahrump Valley Lions Club will go shopping and get as close to, if not the exact item on the list that the child asked for.
And the age groups for the Letters to Santa?
Anybody up to 12 years of age can write to Santa and make a request.
And for the kids that are older, 12 and up?
The older children generally will only get a letter back, but because, again, in the economy, we understand that our funding just does not support us to providing anybody above the age of 12.
And so tell me a little bit about the breakfast this morning. I know that the Lions Club is out here cooking breakfast at Pahrump Valley Plaza.
Again, it's an opportunity for the kids to come out, have some pancakes and sausage, milk and juice, and just spend a little quality time visiting with Santa.
It's a wonderful thing for Pahrump Valley Plaza to host this.
This is the second year that we've done it here, and AJ and Sheldon have just gone out of their way to open up their facilities to us, and without their help, this couldn't be done.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to the Lions Club.
Well, and thank you to Channel 41 for all your support over the past years. If it wasn't for our local media helping us to keep going, I don't think this program would have continued as long as it has.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Pahrump. Remember, little kids, you can always send me letters to P.O. Box 133, Pahrump, Nevada, 89048, in care of Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to all.
The community Christmas tree lighting was held last Saturday night in the parking lot of the Saddle West. Well, here on Saturday night was the community Christmas tree lighting. We're going to speak to Commissioner Gary Hollis and Karen Jackson from K9 Radio. And Santa, my favorite Santa.
So many people came.
I know, huh?
I'm amazed.
It is amazing. I know that Gary lit the tree with who?
Grayson. He's a 9-year-old boy that the community voted for him to light the tree.
Wonderful. And we did a little drawing contest, right?
No, they all wrote in telling me why they should be the ones selected.
Oh, wonderful.
And then I read them on air and everybody voted.
There you go. Yeah. And the tree is gorgeous. Tell me how many lights we have again.
There's over 2,000 lights on that tree.
How did the tree hold up with the winds?
Actually, it really pretty well. But, you know, the community has taken ownership. And when we had the bad wind the other day, as balls were falling off the tree, people were stopping and picking up the balls and taking them to Saddle.
We were kind of hoping that the people would know that this was their tree, and they kind of have done that.
Amazing. And, you know, it's freezing. And we had how many people out here tonight?
Well, we got a nativity scene and a bunch of backdrops and everything here, and everybody's getting involved. They're having hot cocoa. How much fun.
And cookies.
And Commissioner Hollis here. And I know we had Commissioner Dan Chinhoffen here as well. Yeah. We have Santa and Mrs. Claus over there.
And Judge Walker was here.
Judge Walker's still here.
Yes.
With the drug court people.
Wonderful. And so tell me a little bit about some of the activities that we're doing. Are we singing some songs? I know we have some caroling going on, or at least some music.
Well, we had some caroling, but it's so cold. People are kind of leaving. You know, they wanted to see the tree. All the events we had planned, the cold kind of squelched a lot of it.
Are we going to be having this lit every night now? It's going to be lit every night.
It will not be turned off till after New Year's.
It will be right like it is right now.
Mm-hmm. So, Commissioner, I know that Grayson helped you out with that. Tell me a little bit about how he was. How much was he enjoying lighting the tree with you?
Oh, he was ecstatic. I mean, he really was in the thought of the season, and he was waiting for me to tell him to push down on the plunger. And I thought he'd be taken back by all the cameras, but he seemed to be turning right, left. You know, he did very well.
He's a wonderful kid, wonderful event. Thank you so much, Karen. Once again, what a wonderful event, what a wonderful tree.
This is just amazing. You know, it's our tree, and it's awesome.
Are we going to be having any other events out here before Christmas?
Not that I have planned.
Yeah. So if people want to come by and visit the tree, they can do that. And then, of course, we have all these scenes here for them to enjoy. Next year, we're going to have the tree. Are we looking at possibly a live tree in the future?
I'm working on that. But yes, this will be happening every year from now on. Even when I'm gone.
There you go.
It's in my will. The tree will be here.
There you go. And Commissioner?
Well, Karen and I and KPVM would wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
And a ribbon cutting was held at Southwest Medical, and it also kicked off the Docs for Socks program to help local needy children.
Well, it's something that Southwest Medical has put together, and I'm not sure if they've done this in years past, but because they're coming out here to Pahrump this year, they've decided to go ahead and do it for the Nye County School District, homeless children, and children in need. So their goal is pretty big. As far as I know, I think they're saying that they want to try to collect about 5,000 pairs of socks and underwear, which would be wonderful because the need is so large in Nye County. It's not just here in Pahrump, but it's also Amargosa, Beatty, Tonopah, and Gabbs. So when all those donations come in, we're going to be very, very busy at the beginning of next year to be able to send those socks and underwear out.
How can the community get involved with this?
Oh, they could come here to Walmart, to the clinic here, and there's a big box outside their clinic, and they can just buy something here at Walmart and then just go ahead and drop it off. Or they can buy it and bring it in. It doesn't matter where it's purchased.
Not just socks, right? All different kinds of undergarments, and I know that we were doing a hat thing recently with Quilts for Cancer.
We are, yes. We just recently did the hats and scarves that the community got together, and they've just been doing wonderful things. The hats and scarves were a big hit with our kids, and I'm really encouraged about that continuing on. But the socks and the underwear is something else that, when things start getting tight, those are one of the things that you have to make last a little bit longer. And so we've actually had lots of kids coming to school without socks at all. And of course we don't check underwear, but we know that that's something that's really needed.
Thank you so much. And for more information, who can they contact?
They're more than welcome to contact me. My number is 727-1875.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Here's our own Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. We talked a little bit about the X Factor before and even interviewed a couple of potential contestants. Well, the show's two female judges have been receiving death threats. Many of the show's fans are angered at the fact that 14-year-old contestant Drew was sent home after Nicole Scherzinger and Paula Abdul decided to keep another instead. The threats have been sent through various mediums, including, of course, social networks, Twitter and Facebook. Authorities and show security have been notified and are on the alert. The former contestant herself, Drew, who is the center of all of this, is urging fans to calm down, as she believes no one deserves death threats. She has been a great sport about the whole situation, stating that Marcus Canny, the person chosen over her, deserves his position in the top 5. To find out who wins the X Factor competition, we'll just have to wait until the two-part finale airs on the 21st and 22nd of this month. Now, after much speculation, it has been confirmed this week that pop icon Madonna will be performing at the Super Bowl 46 halftime show. The 53-year-old superstar is going to perform at the Super Bowl for the first time on February 5th at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It looks like the performance is going to coincide with the release of her 12th studio album, which may come out early next year. She will also follow in the footsteps of artists such as Paul McCartney, Diana Ross, U2, and the Rolling Stones. Not only will we see if she can top those acts with her performance in general, but we will also find out if she'll make everyone forget about the infamous Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction with an even bigger controversy of her own. And if anybody could do it, it'd be the Material Girl herself. Well, last weekend, country singer John Rich, formerly of the duo Big and Rich, performed a show in Las Vegas. He must have had a good time, and perhaps too good of a time, as he was too drunk to fly back to Nashville. Prior to boarding the flight at McCarran Airport, the 37-year-old singer got into a verbal argument with passengers and once inside the cabin continued to exhibit drunken behavior to the extent that Southwest Airlines asked him to leave. The airline stated that they determined he was not fit for travel and that their decision was based on FAA regulations. Even though he was too drunk to fly and was a disturbance to others, he was said to have been very calm and cooperative when he was asked to leave. How considerate. Well, just a few months ago, the world lost a true Hollywood legend, actress Elizabeth Taylor. Taylor was known for her films, multiple marriages, and her extensive, expensive jewelry collection. Some jewels from the Academy Award winners' collection are going to be auctioned off in New York on December 13th through 17th. Now, in addition to some of her jewelry, other items such as memorabilia, art, clothing, and one of her 2 Oscar statues will be up for auction. Part of the proceeds will go to the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. And that portion may be quite a bit, too, considering that just one of her necklaces is estimated to be worth $2.5 to $3.5 million. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
This past weekend, the Shadow Mountain Community Players held their Rollin' in the Dough in Mistletoe performance at New Hope Fellowship. Rollin' in the Dough in Mistletoe. I'm on the set here for the Shadow Mountain Community's Players holiday performance. We're going to speak to Carlton McCaslin.
The play basically is about the villain, rolling in the dough, who is foreclosing on the town. Now, why he's foreclosing on the town gets revealed later in the show. But he is, well, as the signs say, he is the most wicked, most dastardly, most evil, most despicable villain of all times. I just turn around and look at him.
Who's playing the villain this time?
Craig is.
Craig Rowland.
Yes, exactly. In fact, he said that's why he got the role, because his last name's Rowland.
There you go.
And he's for a villain in training, he's not bad at all.
There you go. Is he going to take over the villain roles, or are you just letting him do this one?
This villain sings. I don't.
There you go. And speaking of singing, we have two harps over here.
Yes, we do. We have Marilyn Gamble and Sue Zink. We've always used them on the Christmas shows. It gives a nice interlude to begin the show.
It's wonderful. We heard Sue Zink many times.
Yes. Yeah, she's been out many times. Yeah, this show's a little bit different than our other shows because our admission we have for either $2 or 2 cans of food. And we've got quite a bit of food, and this all goes here to the Pathways of Hope, which is the church here. They feed 140 families on a weekly basis.
How many do we have in the cast today?
I believe there's 8 in the cast. It's one of our smaller casts, but it's a smaller stage, and I like the atmosphere and everything in here, which is really, really neat for a show like this.
Wonderful decorations here at the New Hope Fellowship Church.
Oh, yeah, they've got all the decorations out there. Then, of course, anything on the stage is our decorations.
There you go. So what's coming up next for the Shadow Mountain Community Players?
We'll be back here at New Hope with a comedy. We'll be casting that in January. I'm not sure what comedy we're using yet, but it'll be a fun show like we always do.
Wonderful. For more information, how can they contact you?
727-6145.
And of course, people donated food for the Path of Hope Food Bank here at New Hope Fellowship. If you would like to help them out, of course, you can get in touch with New Hope. We're at 781 West Street, and the Path of Hope Food Bank is open on Wednesdays from 3:30 to 5:30. I want to thank the Shadow Mountain Community Players for their performance. It was wonderful. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And more when News 46's News and Review returns. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell. Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome back. The Nevada Silver Tappers Christmas Show was held this past Sunday at the Saddle West. It was a huge success.
Can you believe this is our 21st year?
Wow.
But you know, Deanna, this would not be possible if the community hadn't believed in us and supported us all these years.
This is always a packed room, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You know, I was very worried about the economy this year, But just look what's happening. But you know, I really am thrilled to death on who we're giving to this year. We're giving some of it to the Senior Citizen Center, and then to the Pahrump Valley Youth Association, who did such a wonderful job after we gave them money last year, that I wanted to give them a little more because it helped our children so much. But this CASA just went to my heart about our foster children. Little did we realize that they had nobody speak for them. And after I met with Willie Bear and the officers, I was very, very impressed, and this is what I wanted to go to.
CASA is such a fabulous organization and so needed. We didn't know how much we needed it until you hear about what they're doing and the things that they're achieving.
That's right. Well, you know, we just got busy and got on the bandwagon. You know that, the Tappers and Miss Senior Going. We can't forget my Miss Senior Going years. Of course, they haven't been around as long, but since 2003, they've been with us every minute.
Wonderful. What are we looking forward to this evening?
Unfortunately, the gal that we had coming in from Las Vegas, which would have been a hoot, is just stuck in Colorado.
Yeah.
But you know, that happens, but we have a lot of children in it this year, and that's what it's all about.
I know that we got the Pahrump Valley Youth Organization out here. I saw them out there. They're going to be opening the show tonight.
Yes, and a little 4-H group that's never danced out before is going to be here. And of course, the Sun City Cloggers, the little kids and adults and things. And we have singers and trumpet players, and then Julie from the Episcopal Church is playing music, so it's wonderful, just very, very wonderful. And wasn't it a beautiful night last night?
It was beautiful, and beautiful, amazing events that we have here every year. What are we looking forward to for the Nevada Silver Tappers next?
Well, the Nevada Silver Tappers will be performing in December the 11th at the Nugget for Don Camachi, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And they're going to be performing for him at 2 p.m., so they'll be there.
Can't wait to see that. I know you're doing 2 shows today. I'll let you get ready. I know we got a lot of performers today that you've been organizing. You're a busy lady.
Yes. Yeah, I pulled myself out of the first 2 dances. I thought I kind of want to see what's going on.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm with the Wooden Soldiers. Yeah.
There you go. Can't wait for that. That's legendary performance that we see every year.
Right, honey. Thank you, Deanna. Channel 46.
A ribbon cutting was held at Southwest Medical Clinic inside Walmart.
1, 2.
They got their own system.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We're here at our Next Door Health at Walmart, sponsored by Southwest Medical Associates, and we're just thrilled to have another facility open here in Pahrump and be able to add to the health of the Pahrump community.
There's so many great things about this facility, including the operating hours.
You know, we tried to make it as convenient as we could. So hours are part of that. So it's opening into the evenings during the week when our other office is closed, as well as during the day here. And we're working on having availability on the weekends as well. And if there happens to be a line when you come into the waiting room, then we've got the same little beepers like you would get at a restaurant. And you can go out and do your shopping in Walmart. And when it's your turn, we'll beep you and you'll know to come back and be able to go right in and be seen by the provider.
Wonderful thing, as well as all different types of lab work can be done here, but you also take payment as cash.
Right. You know, we wanted to be available for everybody. Southwest Medical Associates has contracts with certain insurance companies, but we wanted everybody to be able to use this. So we've set up very reasonable cash schedule that if someone doesn't have insurance that they can use it, and then we're contracting with more and more insurances all the time so that they'll be able to use this as well.
This is a really convenient location as well.
Oh, most definitely. And that's part of why we wanted to do some of what we call our point of care testing here. So we do urinalysis, and we'll be able to set up and do EKGs and different things. So it's not just for sore throats and colds. We can do a fair amount of medicine here. So
this is a great location, and for more information, I know that we have a phone number here at this location, 751-8069, but what's the operating hours?
The operating hours, we open up at 7 to 8 in the morning, and it goes till 8 o'clock at night during the week.
So convenient.
Yeah, we'll let them do it.
1, 2.
They got their own system.
And here's Ginger Tyra from First Move Fitness with your tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Ginger, personal trainer and sports nutritionist for First Move Fitness. Did you miss your daily workout? Don't worry, you can still fit something in. Watch one of your favorite TV shows and do some strength training moves during the commercial breaks. Try lunges, squats, or crunches. Just mix it up. Make prime time your time. Instead of taking a seat on the sofa, find a spot on the floor and concentrate on strength training during the half-hour episode. Side crunches, leg lifts will help you tone your core without blocking your view of the tube. Do you sit at a desk job? Occupations that require workers to sit in front of a computer for 6 hours or more can take its toll on your body. Make a point to move every hour, whether to physically deliver a message or just circle the office. This will break up the monotony, help you get to know your fellow coworkers, and restore some fitness to your 9-to-5 job. Every minute counts. Don't eliminate your exercise for the day just because you have a full schedule. If you're crunched for time, then crunch your routine. Simply decrease the frequency or duration to accommodate your workout. You'll feel better knowing you did something rather than nothing. I'm Ginger with First Move Fitness. Remember, the first move is yours.
The High Desert Chorale performed their holiday concert at the Prump Nugget.
Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ.
Well, the High Desert Chorale had their Christmas performance here at the Prump Nugget. We're going to speak to director Andrew Barnett.
We've worked hard for it, and there were some really good moments, I thought.
And more difficult performance this time. I know that you said that they've been getting a little bit more improved over the years, so we tried a little bit more difficult arrangements.
There was one particular, the Jingle Bell song.
Yeah.
You know, we did that a number of years ago, except it was just a small octet because we were the ones that were capable of singing it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's where we've come. That's how far we've come.
You got up there and sang?
I like to do that.
I know. I like to see you get up there and sing. And, of course, your wife had a solo there.
Yeah, I always love to hear her.
I know. She's a fabulous soprano. Let's go over some of the numbers that you chose.
We've had some fun. I found some really good arrangements, I thought. Some arrangers that are, you know, really well known and they're popular with choirs.
And I know, how many members do we have now?
I think we had 21 tonight.
So we're going to do the spring concert. Tell everybody about that one.
Well, actually, it's in the planning, and I don't know much about it right now.
But if people want to join, if people want to find out more about the High Desert Chorale, how can they do that?
Call PAC office.
There you go.
And they will give you my telephone number.
I know that we took some donations for cans for food for people to get a discount on the entrance today.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure exactly who that's going to go to, except people who need it. Exactly. I know where it went with the last PAC presidency, but this PAC presidency that hasn't been in setting very long, they might distribute it another way. I don't know.
That's a wonderful thing and wonderful performance here at the Prump Nugget. Of course, the room just packed. I know that we've had some people before that came here, especially from out of state, just to see you guys. They say they don't miss it every year.
Wow, that's flattering.
There you go. Thank you so much, Andy, and what a wonderful performance.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye. And you can view this entire performance on KPVM's YouTube site or Facebook, and we'll also be running it in its entirety here on KPVM on various times. One way to get noticed is to be unique. We caught up with Howard West at Shadow Mountain Feed about his cross-country book tour. Here at Shadow Mountain Feed on Belle Vista and Leslie, we ran into Howard West and friends about his Quicksilver Key book tour.
This is my girl. This is Blue Pegasus. She left her prosthetic wings at home, but she's the guts and the heart of our little traveling dog and donkey show.
I know that we also have your dog behind us. What's your dog's name?
That's Ezekiel. He's Australian Shepherd, and he's the watchdog of the family.
So what are you doing exactly?
I write books, and I was having a big problem with people knowing that I existed. And as I told John last night, it's amazing where a good-looking ass can get you that nothing else can. And so as I travel down the road, people see me, they say, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And it leads into book sales, and then gets me on the internet, on Twitter, which I have under locked gates. And then people just mushroom off of that, and it's starting to sales are starting to pick up because of this little dog and donkey show.
What's your books that you've written?
Well, I have 3 books. There's Quicksilver Key, which is a soft cover available on Amazon. Then I have another book called The Last Grand Adventure, a 6,000-mile wagon trek with 6 little burros and a wife. And that traveled throughout the greater Southwest. And we do a little travel blog on that. That is only available through me when I'm on the road. And then there's The Locked Gates, which is an ebook, and it deals with words that don't have the same meaning all the time.
So people can find your books on Amazon, and where are you traveling from here?
I'll be going down to Baker, crossing into the great unknown. I've never been across that section of the world, so I'll be going to places that I haven't been to before.
Where do you come from?
50 miles east of Tonopah, up in the mountains, a little ranch called Pilgrim Ranch. And we traveled here by the roads, and it's taken us about a month to get here from the time we left.
For more information on Howard West, go onto his Twitter account, which is Locked Gates. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Tony Mendoza from WestCare spoke to us about prescription drug abuse and has a new public service announcement. If you're having problems with prescription drug abuse, or you suspect someone you know and love is having problems with them, there's people to contact. You can contact WestCare or even the Nye County Sheriff's Office. We're going to speak to Tony Mendoza about a PSA that's airing here on KPVM.
This first piece is a PSA, public service announcement, on the dangers of prescription drug abuse. What we have is our methodologies group, which is a group of kids, high school and junior high kids interested in theater. They put together close to a 2-minute PSA with a Christmas setting discussing the ill effects of prescription drug abuse. So
I know that it's becoming more prevalent talking about prescription drug abuse, and people are starting to realize that, in fact, kids can get these drugs right from their parents, right out of their cabinets there, and sometimes they're not even aware.
Absolutely, especially here in Pahrump, we're continually doing sensing sessions and just talking to various groups of people, like kids and adults, in regards to what they feel is going on and with the law enforcement here. And prescription drugs is very prevalent in addition to methamphetamine use out here in Pahrump. So we definitely want to go ahead and address that in a manner, positive manner that informs, the ill effects of doing that. So,
well, let's watch that PSA right now.
It was a beautiful December afternoon at the North Pole, and Christmas was approaching. In Santa's workshop, the elves were hammering away at disassembled toys, preparing them for Santa's annual sleigh ride. But all was not well in Santa's workshop, for one elf, George, was under the influence of prescription drugs.
Ow, what's the matter with you, George? Come a hand. Sorry, it must be the prescription pills I'm using. Pills? What do you need pills for?
George, how did you get your hands on those pills?
Jasmine!
Well, his back was hurting the other day, and I had some pills, so I gave him some.
Georgie, Georgie, Georgie. You know you're not supposed to take other people's prescription pills.
I know, boss. It's just...
You're just nothing, Georgie! Taking certain types of medicine without a doctor's prescription is wrong. If you want a nice gift from Santa Claus, you'll see a doctor before putting any medicine into your body. You do want to be good, don't you?
For more information on prescription drug abuse, you can contact West Care, or you can contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office 751-7000 to dispose of your prescription drugs. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And you can view this prescription drug abuse PSA as well as a domestic violence public service announcement on KPVM's YouTube page. The Winsale Generator Company is coming to Pahrump. Vern Van Winkle traveled to Boulder City to speak to Chairman and CEO of Winsale Receptor Incorporated, Richard Stenke, to find out more.
Most of the communities want them, but they don't want the noise. So they have, most ordinances are scheduled for 60 decibels during the day, but at night they want them dropped to 35 to 40. And of course the other technologies can't do that. So number one, we can go any place in the United States because we have no noise. Then number two, this 6-footer outproduces even all the 12-footers that are out there, a diameter system, and also 18-footers. Plus, nobody wants a 12-footer or a 16 or an 18-footer in their backyard. So this is going to be the only a windmill that's going to be acceptable in all communities throughout the United States. So I feel we're going to have all the business. And I think that within a few years, this is the only technology that's going to be accepted worldwide because of the efficiency factor. If you have 90% efficiency, there's no way anybody's going to buy something that's 15 or less. They're just not going to buy it. Then as we go bigger, remember, we'll never be as big as them. I don't want to put this stuff, so, you know, we want to blend it in with nature. We can do different colors on those blades. We can do everything. And as you see, that's even the see-through material. But, you know, a little bit of green is good. And if you got 4 blades that you're looking at now, well, you put 6 blades on that thing and you fill that and it's going to look more like a flower or a tree.
How about economic?
Economically, because you're 90% efficient, then your costings go way down and you actually don't need all this government support. This thing will, on its own merit, bring in you the costings of the kilowatt where they should be. And as you get bigger, you know, your costings need to be under 10 cents a kilowatt. And this is going to be under that. You know, my goal was always to make it efficient against coal and natural gas. And at 90% efficiency factor, you have that, and that was the goal. You can't have a goal of making something like this 30% efficient. You got to have a goal to strike at 100. And when you reach 90 to 95, then you know that you have a competitive technology.
To see more on the Winsale Generator Company, you can visit our website at kpvm.tv or visit our YouTube page. And that's it, folks, for this week's News 46's Week in Review. Some of the weekend events include this Sunday, December 11th, there will be 2 shows of a holiday concert at 2 and 6 p.m. at the Pahrump Nugget. You don't want to miss this show. It's going to be fantastic. And this Saturday, Toys for Tots is having a canned food drive, and it will be hosted at the Just Country Bar. For more information, you can call Richard at 727-5272. And early registration for softball is going to be held this Saturday at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park. It's from 9 to noon. The University of Nevada Cooperative Extension Master Gardeners program is offering a free Christmas luminary stroll. This is going to be so much fun. It's on the corner of Calvada and Dandelion there, and it's going to be on Saturday at 5 to 7 p.m., and it's in their demonstration garden. You can bring the family and see Santa and have photos taken. And Craft Fair is in the parking lot of the Pahrump Nugget this whole weekend. It's a great way to buy some unique Christmas items for the holidays. And of course, Davis Amusements is down there so that the kids can have fun on the rides while you're shopping. And Shadow Mountain Feed has pictures with Santa Saturday from 9 until 2. And of course, they have their low-cost vet clinic with Dr. Flom down there too, so you can bring your animals, get your picture taken, and of course have some shots done there to keep your animals nice and healthy. And that is, of course, on Leslie and Bella Vista. And you can contact Shadow Mountain Feed for more information. And on Sunday, Nathan Adelson Hospice is having the Candlelight Memorial Service, Light Up a Life, and it's to honor and remember your loved ones, and that's going to be held at Desert Greens at 6 p.m. So you'll, of course, want to attend that, and that does it. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 486. Have a great weekend. Good night.